Tommy sat cross-legged on the damp grass of his backyard, a pair of binoculars clutched tightly in his hands. At just 12 years old, he was already known in the neighborhood as the weird kid who spent his nights staring at the sky. But Tommy didn't care. The stars were his refuge, a quiet escape from the arguments that always echoed through his house. It started 2 weeks ago. While scanning the stars for constellations, Tommy saw something he couldn't explain, a triangular formation of lights hovering silently above the treetops. The lights didn't blink like airplane markers, nor did they move like anything he'd seen before. They hovered, pulsed faintly, and then shot upward in a blur, disappearing into the void. Excited, Tommy ran inside to tell his parents. His mother barely looked up from her wine glass. "Probably a plane," she said, waving him off. His father snorted. "You've been watching too many sci-fi shows, kid." Undeterred, Tommy tried his friends the next day. "UFOs aren't real, Tommy," Danny, the class know-it-all, said with a roll of his eyes. "Aliens would go to New York or D.C., not some boring town like this." But Tommy kept watching. Every night, the strange lights returned. Sometimes 3, sometimes 5, always in eerie silence. They moved in patterns too precise for anything natural, yet too bizarre for human-made craft. He began sketching them, filling a notebook with diagrams, timestamps, and notes about their movements. One night, desperate for proof, Tommy grabbed his dad's old camcorder and set it up on a tripod. Hours passed in silence, the chill of the autumn air biting at his skin. Just when he thought he'd have to pack up, they appeared, brighter and closer than ever before. The camcorder whirred as it recorded, and Tommy's heart raced. This time, he'd show them all. He'd finally have proof. The next morning, he rushed to his parents with the tape. "I got them on video," he exclaimed, thrusting the cassette into their hands. His dad reluctantly played it on the old TV, but the screen showed nothing but static. Tommy's stomach dropped. "You're wasting everyone's time," his dad said, tossing the tape onto the couch. His mother didn't even look up. At school, his friends mocked him when he tried to explain. "Little green men coming to take you away?" one boy teased. That night, Tommy sat alone in his backyard, staring at the sky with tears in his eyes. "Why won't anyone believe me?" he whispered to the stars. As if in response, the lights returned, closer than ever. This time they hovered directly above him. A beam of pale, shimmering light enveloped him, and for a moment he felt weightless. He heard a faint hum, almost like a whisper, before everything went black. When he woke up, he was lying on the grass, the night sky empty once more. His notebook was gone, the camcorder smashed to pieces beside him. But carved into the earth where the beam had touched down was a single cryptic symbol, proof he couldn't share with anyone. No one would ever believe him, but Tommy knew the truth. They were real, and they were watching.
I hope you enjoyed this short story. If you did, please consider leaving a like, sharing your thoughts in the comments, and subscribing for more stories.